Welcome back to part two. Just to give you a quick recap before we get started here, we'll be going for credit wedges and some new cybernetics here very shortly. In the last video, we just finished a historic site, picked up a kind of cool item here, which I initially thought was a floating glow sphere. And I do need to fix my light, but it turns out this thing doesn't make light. It just gives temporal fugue and a bit of quickness. So otherwise, we have gear for every slot. Magnetic boots, we've picked up the force bracelet. But as for cybernetics, we still only have this starting slot filled. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is sorting that out. So far, I have bought or found, I think I bought all these, the gun rack, rapid release finger flexors, and stabilizer arm locks. So as you can tell, very much going for a gunkin build. So that's what we're going to do. Let's use this inspired buff first, I think, with our cooking. We're trying to use that at every chance we get, basically, to whip up some recipes, find something useful. You know, that said, I don't have a lot of ingredients to cook with just yet. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to just cook with the vine wafer and, say, spine fruit jam, and we'll see what we get. Apparently, I threw in some Uber Nostrum injector just for spice. Let's see what we get. Whenever you drink fresh water, there's a 25% chance to expel quills with a high level mutation, which is kind of nice. You reflect 3 to 4% of damage, which isn't very much. And whenever you take damage, there's a chance you don't thirst for 12 hours. I guess I don't really care about any of these. Am I ever going to at any point in the game? This saves us a little bit of water. Sure. Can't win them all. All right. So we also have the mechanical wings, which we found middle of last video. And we're going to use those to fly right away. And what I'm thinking is that we're going to go straight into the rusted arch here, which has some guaranteed cybernetics, racks, wedges, and the place where you can put cybernetics in your body. So I think we want to do that. We've also got a number of interesting places we found last time with our wayfaring skills, so we'll probably pop into some of these as well. I could just go up here real quick, actually, to the legendary haberdasher and see if they have anything of interest. Okay, so I have actually been here before. I didn't remember if I actually went in or not, but at least they've restocked. So let's see if they've got anything good. They often have engraved things, which give secrets, so that's good. Otherwise, actually this chrome mantle wouldn't be bad, but it goes in the slot with my wings, so I don't really want to get rid of that. Lots of secrets here, though. I don't know. What do we think? That's a bunch of resistance. Boy, it's expensive, though. We don't have a bunch of money either. 1,700 they want for that. So, probably not. All right, let's pop over to the rusted arches. Just checking my ammo. I've got 120 slugs. That ought to be enough, I think. I will also just check before we dive straight in that I've used my skill points. I have not. So just give you a quick update on where the skills are sitting. We've got swift reflexes. That was the last thing I took. Trash divining we learned from a random legendary that we found. The glow pad, actually. The special glow pad, which gave an achievement. We're not doing long blades. We got basic shields. Got a bit of tinkering going on. Tinker 1, scavenger, disassemble. Most of the wayfaring skills. That's really what we're focusing on so far. And otherwise, not a lot. So what do we want here? Could be looking towards fasting way. Could be looking towards pistols. That's going to be happening soon. Especially with gun rack and we have pistol skills, we're probably looking to pick up some pistols really soon. So maybe I'll start working on this. All right, here we go. Now, hopefully we don't get immediately ganked by a bunch of turrets, which is something that can happen some of the time in Rustwells. Not Rustwells, Rusted Archway. So let's see. We're still flying, and we're shooting. Looks like floor 1 is simple enough. We've got a tortoise over here. Ooh, this guy. Why are you so tanky? He's a giant amoeba, that's why. Do have temporal fugue on that item we found in the last historic site, so could use that just for fun. Why not? Sweet. My dude shot him down. I do have 5 AV and 8 DV, which is probably why we withstood that so well. Meanwhile, temporal fugue dude over here is shooting me, which is just great. Exactly what you want him to do. Midaclow, welcome to the stream. They say, saw your stream in the Roguelike servers. Yep, I always post it there every day when I go live. But it is better to subscribe so that you get notified when I go live, because you may not always be active when, in the Discord when I post that. So I do recommend and do appreciate if people subscribe. They say, I've never played this game though. I'm broke. Lol. Well, there are some free roguelikes to play. Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup being one of them. There's a free version of Tome. But this game is very much worth the money if, you find some spare change laying around at some point. I would highly recommend getting it. You can sink a ton of hours into it. It's, the payoff to value to cost, the value to cost, if you will, is really high. Do recommend. If it is your first roguelike, though, and you are picking and choosing where you spend your money, well, then I do recommend going with some of the free traditional roguelikes first, probably. Dip your toes in for no money at all. In which case, I'd probably recommend DCSS first, Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. That is always free, has a great community as well. I have some content on that if you want to see what that looks like on my channel, so do check it out. But anyway, thanks for being here, and I hope you enjoy what you see on this game as well. Maybe I can talk you into playing it just by showing you how cool it is. Right now, we are just invading the Rusted Archway, which is one of the places in the early game that has some guaranteed cybernetics, credit wedges, which will allow us to install those cybernetics. We're finding here a combustion cell with some oil in it, which is fantastic. That oil could be used to make friends with robots if we get the chance. Look at this. Carbine just laying here. Another salve injector, folding hammer, flashbang. This is just excellent loot, and this is why we come here. So I'm currently using the Ishkar rifle, which I started out with. It has a 9 penetration value, 1d8 damage. I think we're going to switch, though. I think we're going to upgrade to this carbine here. Midaclass says, yeah, I've played Brogue and Dungeon Crawl Stoop before. Excellent choices. Hello again, Kenny. Welcome to the stream. Midaclass says, never gone too deep into this game before. I've heard about it, and it seems sick. It is. Very good game. Very unique. I guess is what I would say about this overall compared to DCSS, Brogue, you name it, is it's weird. This game's weird, man. Like I'm running sort of a run-of-the-mill type humanoid character, right? I'm a Truekin. I can install cybernetics, which I don't have a lot of exciting stuff quite yet, but I'm eventually, very soon here, at the bottom of this dungeon, in fact, going to install some hand modifications, arm modifications, and a gun rack on my back, which will let me equip multiple guns, 2 more guns, and then be really fast at shooting them and accurate. So I'm a cyborg, basically. But you can also play a mutant, right? And have 6 arms and 10 legs and multiple heads and all kinds of crazy mental mutations. And so this game is weird. And if you don't want to play as a humanoid, well, you can just mind swap into a goat or a door or whatever else, right? So very fun. Nothing else quite like it, really. Kenny says, I watched your starter Truekin guide last night after the stream. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully it was educational. And if nothing else, it told you kind of where we're going in this stream, right? I'll be more or less following that guide in terms of what we're doing, what we're going for. Midacloud, I've been more into roguelites until recently. I went the same direction. I started with, we were talking about this yesterday, I started out with Binding of Isaac, I think. in the roguelike category and some others, Slay the Spire, things like that. Eventually found my way to the traditional roguelikes. Caves of Cud, DCSS were my first. We're just shooting all these plants on the wall here because they give 60 some, maybe a little more XP. So no reason to waste easy XP, I figure. That said, I am using 4 bullets per shot now, and I'm down to 59 lead slugs. So I'll tell you what, I'm realizing we are not properly stocked up for this. At least we're not properly set up to use the carbine. So as much of an upgrade as that is, I'm blasting through bullets. So let's switch back. Hopefully we can do this with the bullets we have and then go somewhere and buy some more, because that was a bit of an oversight, I think. We're going to be all right, though. If we have to pull out, we can. We've got the Force Bracelet shield, we've got wings, and so on. Kenny says, I got the mechanical wings. Going to go to the stilt next, I think, or maybe finish the wire quest. I would recommend, if you have wayfaring for the salt dunes, to go to the stilt first because it's worth a lot of XP, and maybe you can find some loot upgrades, like get your AV up with some extra armor and things like that, and then head towards the wire quest. And then, of course, at the wire quest, make sure you do go down to the bottom floor in the center of each of those maps, because there's a chest down there which gives you good loot. It's a slightly higher level of loot than T1, which you'd otherwise get in that zone. Kenny then says, you mentioned last night you like Slay the Spire. Well, tomorrow a DLC for a really underrated card game comes out, a game in the same vibe. It's called Vault of the Void. You should check it out. I will. Haven't heard of it. Is that in full release? Is that a beta game? What's the deal? We're just going to eat before we go down. I like to have a full belly before I engage in massive fights. So we'll cook from a recipe here, and we'll take my favorite recipe, because this could get spicy on us. It says whenever you take damage, there's a chance that you heal to full. So we'll do that. And maybe we won't die from all the turret emplacements we're very likely to find very soon. I'll tell you what, I'm adjusting my thinking on this right now just because we're a bit low on ammo. I might dive. Gotta watch out for this guy, he's kind of tanky. I might just dive these floors if I can find downstairs early and go for it, rather than completely clearing the area. I'm just trying to retreat in such a way that I can get these guys in better position. I'm going to pop Temporal Fugue as well. Yeah, that helps. My Temporal Fugue essentially has infinite ammo and can do the work for me here. So that's nice. Welcome to the stream, people who are just joining. We are diving Rusted Archways to find... Ooh, I just got impaled there. To find Cybernetics and Credit Wedges, which will be really the first set of Credit Wedges we found so far. We've already got some nice Cybernetics here, which we're going to hope to implant at the bottom of this dungeon. Let's just go up. Heal up. I lost half my health due to bleeding there, so that's no good. Okay, looks like one of those two humanoids killed the other one. So yeah, really just looking for downstairs, probably going to dive it. When we come back up, we'll look for more chests and things in the walls here, but I'm going to try to save my bullets for the time being. Cool. Chest, stairs, feathered boots. 250 reputation on these. This is fantastic. Birds are a good group to be factioned with. A good faction to have good reputation with. Let me say it that way. And 250 is enough for the reputation-based quest later on. So we will absolutely take these and probably just hold them in the inventory for now. Maybe eventually use them for their reputation. Basically, you can use that. It's temporary reputation, but it's expendable. You can use it for things that reputation is useful for, basically. Gaining allies, learning secrets, trading for things, whatever what have you. So it's useful in that way. Kenny says, full release. The main differences with Slay the Spire is the deck your deck as a fixed number of cards, 20 if I recall correctly, that you can swap at will before every fight. It has some cool mechanics like purging, kind of like discarding, yeah, to generate energy to play other cards. Cool. I will absolutely check that out. I like deck building games in general. I'm a Magic player from way back, and deck building roguelikes are a cool development in the history of gaming slash roguelikes, I guess. Talked a little bit about that yesterday, I think with you, Kenny. And yeah, so I'm into that kind of stuff. All right, there's level 3. Let's just dive. I'm forgetting now if there are 4 strata here or 5. It's one or the other. We'll find out really soon, I expect. Yeah, looking like this is probably the bottom floor. And we got seed spitters. There's some bullets. Hey, found a glow sphere. Excellent. I'm going to put that in my hand. The torch, if you're unaware, and I think I'm going to get this right, the torch has 4 tiles of light, whereas the glow sphere has 8. It doesn't say that on here, but I believe if you check the wiki, you'll find that's the case. So if you notice, I couldn't see the seed spitter before, but now I can. So that's why you want to upgrade that really as soon as you can. There's 2 of them here. I've got flinching away the skill, so pretty easy to run in on them. Is this the bottom floor? Maybe it's not. Another nice thing about the rusted archway, if you're a tinkerer, there's lots of bits lying around. Lots of trash piles, but also just outright bits. Here we go. More chests. Let's see. Vine Reaper, probably don't want that. Just disassemble the bits. More copper nuggets. Word to the wise. I very much do not recommend walking into these portals. It's called a sun gate, and it will teleport you to some random location anywhere else on the map at any depth. There'll be another portal. Very cool later on if you want to, roll the dice and explore or whatever. Not recommended at this state in the game. So there's our Becoming Nook. Let's see what we get. Oh my god, streamer lock. I was saying yesterday how lucky this run was, and now we get the biodynamic power plant. This is my pick for the best cybernetic implant in the whole game. It's certainly my favorite. This means that we now have nearly infinite energy every turn to power things that are jacked. So any item that we put the jacked mod on, like our force bracelet, can just be always on. Our guns, things like that. So that's a huge pickup. Love to see it. There should be another one somewhere. Yeah, down here. And here's our credit wedges, guaranteed. 3-cent credit wedges. Can we get lucky twice? Let's find out. Oh, stabilizer arm locks. So this would be nice, but we've already got it. Why did I not get that? Okay, all good. So we'll just clear this floor out now, and then we'll go implant some cybernetics. Kenny says, oh, the other day I found a clam or some monster like that I never saw before. I walked towards it and it teleported me to the east of the map and panic. Yep, that's a clam. All clams in Caves of Cud are portals to other places, other clams specifically, that can be anywhere else in the map. Really high probability to end up in the lakes and rivers regions, but they can be at any depth, they can be anywhere at all. So do not walk on clams unless you're up for a absolutely wild ride. Later on, it can be useful for escaping combat if you're fighting in the lake or around rivers and you can step into them and in the case where anywhere is better than where you are right now, can be really useful. All right, so we're going to upgrade our license here, and we're just going to drain all of our credits into this. Later on, we'll be wanting to keep some 3-cent credit wedges to duplicate them, maybe. But for now, we're just going to put all the credits in here. So we've got 7. Let's see what we can install. 7 isn't as much as I was hoping for, because gun rack takes 6. So we really want stabilizer arm locks, rapid release fingers, and gun rack right now. We can wait on the biodynamic power plant. So the question is gun rack or more accuracy on the guns. And I think, I think we're going to go gun rack because, let me think about this a little bit more. I think we're going gun rack because we just picked up carbine, so we can use both the Ishkar rifle and the carbine at the same time, which would be really good. But let's just double check this because I'm pretty sure it takes my back slot, which means I can't use wings. Yeah, so we're trading wings for this. Whereas if I went with finger flexors, fires pistols faster. We don't have pistols yet. And this gives accuracy equal to 6 points of agility on all ranged attacks. So that's obviously really good. But I think we're going to go gun rack. Because if we need a lot of damage output really fast, we have it now. The thing is, we don't need it in the near term, really. I'm just going to try to drag that on. That's not how that works. Let's also look at this. Dope Synth gives 2 willpower. Goes in head slot, so we're not using that. Okay. Well, I think for now we are going to do gun rack. Just because it gives us the ability to put more damage out faster. The other options are good, and we'll get them soon. We're losing wings now. Oh, let me think about this harder. Again, I'm coming back around to why do I need wings in the near term? I was going to use them in Golgotha. If I put this in, then I have to go the long way on Golgotha. Do I want to do that? Not particularly. Okay. I've gone back and forth, and I'm settling on arm locks and rapid release fingers for the time being. Fingers obviously don't work yet. Arm locks means that we have a lot more accuracy. And that's going to be just fine. So now we need to find more credit wedges. We've got 12 credit worth of stuff to install. And we have currently 3 more credits. So I've got to find quite a few. Of course, there's plenty of guaranteed spots to get them. So it's not a worry at all. Let's go ahead and clear this area out. Just to see if there's more loot. Hello, piggy. So many pigs. Yeah, I mean, there's your stabilizer arm locks working. I don't know if you caught that, but 3 shots, 3 hits, lots of damage. Very nice upgrade there we got. Poison grenade, copper, lots of loot here. This is why we're looking around. Missile launcher is not something we want, but it does disassemble into a 4-bit, which is something we want later, probably. That will help us make flamethrowers, spiral borers, things like that. Here's cold resist if we need a little more of that. Hello. This is our trash divining triggering. We get the location of Oburakuru, the ape god, who has a number of achievements associated with them and make for a great ally, so that's nice to find. We'll probably do something with him this game. Okay, just picked up solar cell, jasper gemstone, and a floating glow sphere. And look at this. Look at all this loot. This is why we come here. We're chef secret even. Nice. Carbide boots, I think we want to equip them. We currently have magnetized boots on, so yep, we're going to do that. Brings our AV up to 7. And now we're too heavy, so we will drop some random junk, basically. What else we got? Lots of torches. Don't need torches anymore, do I? Cool, that gets me just under. Let's also disassemble all this stuff. This is all stuff we scavenged early on before we had the disassemble skill. So we'll go through all that. Kenny says, ooh, floating glow sphere. Yeah, one I was looking for quite a long time yesterday in general. Finally just comes to me on the floor. Got to go for a little bit, Kenny says. Might be back on later. Don't die. Thanks, Kenny. I'll see you in a little while. Hey, ruins with becoming nooks. We'll mark that in the old logbook here. All kinds of dromad caravans and other stuff we found yesterday too. The trader glow pad. Lots of good stuff. Secluded merchant. Oh, that's the glow pad. I already have it marked. Okay. So we want the ruins with becoming nooks. We'll just mark both of these. I'm not sure which the new one is. Must be that one right beside me. Nice. We'll poke our head in there very soon. And here we get, if I hit the right buttons, another floating glow sphere, herberry for healing, and this plastifer jerkin, which gives resistances. What do we have on right now? We've got chainmail. Chainmail is +3 -1. So we're already scrapping our DV because of these carbide boots, which give -5. So we might as well go all the way and get rid of the rest of the DV to put on this jerkin, which gives us a little bit of resists, because those early resists up to like 10 or 15 are really welcomed. They really help negate quite a lot of damage coming in. So we do go down to 1 DV, but we've got 7 AV and now some resistances across the board. 23 cold resist, which is great. Good place to be. I'd like to get that much fire resist as well. Let's check ammo. 17 shots left. Got to be careful. Oh, I could also, I know some of the weight that I'm carrying around is in the form of boar meat, so let's go ahead and preserve that. There we go, save a little weight. Just killing all these plants, 62 experience a pop, and they stop me from auto-exploring, which is the real reason I'm killing them. Yet another boar. Always, always another boar, isn't there? Stabilizer arm locks, though, are absolutely working as intended. And it's noticeable. I like it. Usually there's a room here that's just like filled with bits. I guess the one I found with all the loot was all I'm going to get this time, which is fine. I mean, that's obviously better than just bits. We got a lot of money out of that room. Like probably close to 1,000 grams of value overall. Cool, okay. Let's go find some bullets, shall we? That was a productive trip through a dungeon. We'll just check real quick on this ruins with becoming nook here. See if we can't find something cool. Apparently that guy's hostile. This guy's hostile and sprinting at me right now, which is a little awkward. Let's go Temporal Fugue. Let you take him out, hopefully. I'm only worried because I'm running low on ammo. Yep, Temporal Fugue did it. Nice. I do, of course, have wings and the Force Bracelet, so it's not like we're actually afraid of dying. I am actually out of bullets now, except for the 6 I've got in the chamber. So let's see. I will take fly off. Look at this beetle helping me. He's helping me save my ammo. I'm beating these guys with my glow sphere, I think. And my shield, of course. Gotcha. Furs, whatever. Now this boar is a problem. We're going to have to come back here, I think, with such low ammo. Go get him, beetle bum. You're not going to fight him? See, I've got shield slam too. Let's use that. He's injured. Yeah, go sphere. Nice. We'll just push our way through these two. Looking for this. Let's see if it was worth. Well, money-wise, I'd say yes so far. Communications interlock and hyper-elastic ankle tendons, which gives 6 move speed. Not enough to care that much about. Rebuke robots being higher is kind of cool. Let's see, was there only one here? Usually I think there's 2. If there is, it's up here and we don't have a pick yet, so we'll call it good. We'll go up to the stilt, get some bullets. Here's a layer that was worth 525 experience to find, but we're going to bail. We find another layer while escaping. It's an Ishkari Raider, worth 900 experience. So places like this are worth coming back to for reputation reasons. There'll be a number of legendaries here, or at least one, guaranteed one. And we can adjust our rep with various things if we want to. So we may come back to that. We got some ruins with a bunch of trash, so we'll go ahead and do that. Unfortunately, there's a miner here. So I think we're going to leave. Just because he's going to stop my auto-explorer and so on. Let's go get bullets. That's the main thing we need to do. Because I can't do much killing without bullets. 218, more than nothing. Here's carbide plate armor. Could consider that. Advanced toolkit is nice. Very expensive. I usually like to find these laying on the ground. We're not going to buy it right away. See what else we can find here. Looking for laser weapons. Ooh, another secret for Reshef. Nice, XP. More bullets, of course. We probably ought to make our way down to Gritgate to talk to Maffeo down there, who can sell us many more bullets for our basic guns. Whoops. That could be the next thing we do, I guess. Now that we have glow sphere, we don't really need to go down into asphalt mines immediately. That's usually what I go there for, though there is a laser pistol down there guaranteed. I don't know if we really care about the laser pistol, to be honest with you, because we have carbine, which has the same penetration value, shoots more bullets. We have an accuracy upgrade from our cybernetics. So laser pistol isn't really even an upgrade at all. Here's thermocask. It's interesting. We're probably looking to find a high, what are they called? The high-powered version of this, which is just better all around. Same item, but it increases the effects of the flamethrower, namely, is what we'd be looking at it for. Of course, we don't have a flamethrower yet, but we're looking to get one eventually. I don't know if it's worth having the lower level version of this for 830 right now. I think it's probably not. I think we'll just wait for the high energy one. Let's see, we've also got nav, scaled, masterwork. Probably don't need any of that. Probably don't really need T1 shoes from these vendors, but I like to check anyway. We've got like T4 or 5 shoes on right now. Okay, nothing we need here. We've got 2 Gutsmongers in this game at the still. So we get lots of options for these things. Ooh, historic site, nice. That's why I always come check these Ichor merchants. So we've got 5 of those. We've finished 1. There are 8 total in every game, historic sites. So still got to find 3 more. Equipment rack, grafted mirror arm. This is kind of fun if we wanted to do a throwing build, but I think probably not. We've already got the gun or pistol build pretty much nearly set up anyway. So we're going to keep going in that direction. Don't need any of this stuff. What else we got here? We're good with the chef. Okay, let's trade our secrets in. I think we got 2 of them. Yep. So that'll be worth 7,000 experience, taking us up to level 12 and giving us 1 attribute each. Sweet. So Temporal Fugue goes up to level 3, which means we can make 2 summons, 2 copies off of this, which is a nice little upgrade. Remember, that's coming from our historic site item here. A chipped off chunk of the spindle, which floats nearby. So we've also notably hit 23 in both intelligence and agility, 21 in strength. So we can get Tinker 2, we can get disarming shot on the pistols. What do we want? We've got 192 SP. Need 200 for Tinker 2. I'm going to go... So look, you need a Kimbo to use the weapon rack at all, basically. So even if you're using rifles, this ability is one you absolutely need. So let's get it. 150. And it's also working on the pistol build, which will eventually be heading towards, I expect. Okay. So I don't think we have anything else we really want to buy while we're here. So I'm going to turn these books in for XP, and hopefully we hit level 13. It's close. $3,000 experience, level 13. And I'm realizing after it's too late that I had the inspired buff from the last level up and I forgot to use it. So, womp womp. But level 13 is nice. We get a little more SP, 160. So, this only works with pistols. Yeah. This only works with pistols. Yeah, okay. So we'll just wait on those. Let's see. Kickback. We could get kickback. So any missile weapon, if you fire in melee range, can kick back enemies. This is really good with anything that shoots multiple bullets, like the carbine, or like the chain pistol. So let's get that. One of the best defensive skills for ranged builds of any kind. Okay, we'll save the rest then. All right, so we are still a little low on bullets. We only have 250. I think let's go make our way down to Gritgate maybe, where we can get a lot more bullets. Let's see, Dromad Caravan here. Let's stop by, see what they've got. Ooh, hello. Yeah, these guys are hostile. Well, that's unfortunate. Ooh, we got Ishkar Raiders down here, too. We're still flying, so we're just going to escape. That's fine. We'll come back later. Oh, this is the one I meant to go to earlier. The Legendary Mechamist. I don't think we've been here. Yeah, 900 XP just for finding it. Okay, we've got Nepthali tribe. He's got a painted item. Let's take it from him, shall we? Wow, those guys are tanky, aren't they? Nepthali saps. They carry solar cells. Very nice. There's another Ishkar rifle. Cool. Do we want to wear this, actually? Currently wearing a sun mask. Let's do. This is what we just put on here. 10 heat res, which is good for being in the desert. The rep might be useful. We'll see. Random archer one. Box of crayons. Okay, we've got 2 of those if we wanted to play around with the box of crayons. That could be fun. Ooh, what's that? Defoliant? Yeah. Not scary. I just say ooh because he's throwing grenades at me and I don't like it. Sweet. We were able to stay in the air flying just long enough to finish that fight and not get attacked. So heavily guarded, this area. With grabbing vines. Very annoying. Where am I? There I am. I'm blending in with the grass. Extra dimensional short bow. Why? Why does this guy have an extra dimensional short bow? What in the world? The Boundless Crescent. Recently materialized in this dimension, having inherited some properties from its home dimension. Well, it's worth some money and a secret. Not sure why that guy was carrying it. Kind of wild. Might go check this guy. Sometimes these guys have interesting things in their inventories. I've picked up flamethrowers off of them before. Random sap trapped in there. I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, let's go down. Get a little more XP just for finding this, probably. No, it doesn't look like it. Usually you do. Okay. Is this guy an enemy? Boy, this place is overrun. What is going on? This is supposed to be a legendary mechamist, I thought. We're overweight by a decent amount. Why? What did I just pick up? Folding chairs. Disassemble those. What's so heavy? Gun rack. Oh, I picked up corpses. Why? Must have hit the wrong button. Ugh. Oh dear. Okay. Well, I'm locked in place here. Nepthali guy on me. And it's really hard to shoot rifles at an angle. They're very inaccurate. There we go. Annoying. Leave me be, plants. Now we got null worms. Whoa, electric charge. Go away. Why is this place so scary? I thought I was coming to meet a friend. Just cider there. I always check those just in case they have something really good in them, like cloning draft or, I don't know, anything else of value. Okay, here he is. Yeah, he's neutral. So I am coming to see a friend. Somebody who's about to be a friend, and his hideout is just filled with enemies. Why? He's even fighting the plants. This is weird. Well, unfortunately, he is disliked by the Gersh. And so I'm probably going to kill him at some point. I'm definitely not making friends with him. That's really unfortunate. I can't kill him now because he's friends with the Mechamists. And I need to be on their good side for later. But then, after we're done using the Mechamists for what they're useful for, spoiler alert there, we'll come back and kill this guy, I guess. Meanwhile, we're just fighting Nepthali for some reason. So is he. What a weird place. I'm going to let him do that. And then you got these guys standing around, these strangers, not doing anything. They're not fighting anybody. They're just here. And of course, if I miss and accidentally shoot one of them, they're going to be all upset with me, all sorts of upset with me. Huh, okay. Okay, I am now surrounded by giant amoebas, which is not good. Let's step into this room, shall we? Wow, we've even got this guy in here, a hindered scout and a bear. What a strange lair this has been. Ugh, I'm shooting the wrong thing. Come on, auto target. Do better. Did I at least get some loot? Copper nugget, carbide battle axe. This was the corpse of a named, something named. What is this? Oh no, just a human corpse. Lots of water. I do not have the ability to carry that water out of here. Well, some of it. I can take 12 drams. I can take another 30, sure. Actually, I can take all this water. Yep, still have a little bit of weight to work with. Oh, let's shoot. Let's not stand here. Get grabbed by that thing. I see a loot box up here, protected by the bear. It's got a sturdy skirt cap, which gives intelligence and ego. This could be useful. We'll hang on to it for later. Ishkari banner, maybe, if we want to get friendly with the Ishkari tribe temporarily, could use that. Okay, Mechamist is still alive. So if we want to come back here to kill this guy later on, we can. Ouch. All right, for now, let's get out of here. What a weird place. Definitely worth checking out, though. Go ahead and mark it on my map. Oh, yeah. Will I remember this? Let's get rid of it, and then I'm going to make my own note. I'll say kill for Gersh. Rep. Cool. Moving on. These are all layers that I found from wayfaring, or no, from trash divining, rather. Okay, so where were we? We were going for Gritgate, I think. I love that about this game sometimes. You just like get completely sidetracked. Find a bunch of random loot. Forget what you were doing. More Nepthali tribe. Famished. Slug snouts. Let's just fly away from here, I think. Too famished to travel. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Can I make camp? Probably not, because there's slug snout, right? And bears. So many bears. Why so many bears? Ooh, I am inspired. Do I want to try to cook a meal? What have we not done yet? Boar jerky? Let's do spine fruit and star apple. I know I have one recipe with this already, but let's see what we can get this time. We don't want quills. Yeah, we'll just take this one again. Chance to reflect 100% of damage whenever you take damage. It's fine. Probably not one you're going to pick going into a fight, realistically, but it's kind of fun. It's a neat mechanic. Okay, so we're definitely diving this rather than full clearing. Just trying to get down to layer 3 so that we can get more bullets. That's kind of where we're at with it. For one thing, there's a bunch of like low-level trash mobs here, which we don't want to really waste time fighting. Especially not given that I'm wielding a glow sphere in my hand. So, I don't want to waste my bullets on them. Like these guys. This is what I'm talking about right here. So as soon as we find downstairs, we're diving. Luckily, we have a little bit of electrical resistance to withstand that. Look at them all. Oh, I hate these guys. Let's switch over to carbine and just start spraying bullets, shall we? Maybe we'll kill multiple per turn sometimes. Hey, level 14. Wow, those little worms are actually worth some experience. 35 a pop, which is meaningful when there's this many of them. Let's see what we got. 186. I think we're looking for 200 for tinkering, or for what, fasting way would be good. I think we want tinker too, though, realistically at this point. So we're just going to hold off. Guess we'll just auto explore. I was hoping to find the downstairs really quickly, but alas, it's well hidden. Try to get these guys lined up and then spray them with bullets. Nice. Cracked jerkin. Oh my god. Go away. Let's do temporal fugue, shall we? Then we're going to sprint away because one's standing behind me and I don't want to get shot by my own guys. Get him, friends. 150 experience, all these 35s. Look at that. Well worth. Did I find the downstairs yet? No, I haven't. Must be in here, right? Surely. Boy, they really don't want me going down, do they? I guess it's in here. Yeah, like almost the last tile I search through. Let's check our ammo here. I'm spraying a lot of bullets. Yeah, I only got 70 left. Go back to Ishkar rifle. Certainly don't want to run out now. Ooh. Go away, you. There's our downstairs. Not sure who got that kill. I think, yeah, I did. Okay. Seeker of the Sightless Way, burrowing through my mind. Well, that's unfortunate. With a bunch of enemies here. Let's go Temporal Fugue. And I'm going to sprint for the stairs over here, maybe. Did he just die? Yeah, nice. Electrical damage killed him. Cool. I'll take it. Yeah, look at all the robots. Iron buckler. This is something I could wear on my empty left arm. Why not? Overburdened, though. By one. Let's keep this stuff for money. What else can I drop? Probably don't need this fur cloak, actually. All right, let's dive. Good enough. We're on Strata 2, so we got to dive one more. I am a turret. Just standing in the middle, firing rifle shots at my enemies. Do got to take care here with the slug snout. Ooh, slug snout killing people. I got another one to the north as well. Temporal fugue's offline. Force bracelet's up. Let's check battery on force bracelet. 1 dram of acid. Okay, I haven't used it very much, have I? Ouch. Ouch. Gotta be careful now. Is this ape mad at me too? No. Okay. Pop the bracelet. It immediately runs out of gas. Luckily, one of those guys died. Here, we got a ton of cells here. I didn't realize I had picked so many up. What a jerk. I didn't actually get any of those kills. Spiked steel gauntlets. That's fun. They're really heavy, though. What do I actually have on right now? Boar gloves. Let's drop those. Oh, we can drop chainmail too. That'll help. Pick up spike gauntlets. Go ahead and equip them. 1 extra AV. We're up to 8 now. Ooh, Quill Fiend. Really don't want you getting near me. Optimally. Now we got Templar dude coming in too. How about Temporal Fugue? Yeah, so spiked gauntlets, in case you don't know. Unarmed attacks performed will cause bleeding. I didn't realize you have to be, I guess I didn't know either. You got to be unarmed. So the glow sphere probably doesn't count for this. Okay, should be able to cook now. I am currently famished. We'll just whip up any old meal, I think, and keep going down. We got one more floor, and then we'll be a great gate. So just got to get north from here. Go into turret mode again, one-shotting everything around me except for this crab, of course. Sweet. Ooh, that guy was killing my robots. Not cool. This should be where we need to be, right? Why can I not go north? There it is. Cool, and the reason we're here, of course, we can't go in quite yet because we haven't completed Golgotha. We're just getting bullets and a recoiler. So Mafio sells 1,000 bullets a pop, which will really help our current ammo issue. And then he sells a recoiler, which we'll buy. And we'll just give him some stuff that we don't need. Sun mask, magnetized boots, sure. What else is heavy? Fidget cells we don't need. Yeah. Lots of batteries there. Several glow spheres. We could give you 2 of those. We're over. More than we need. Let's pick up a pickaxe as well. I didn't end up going to the flooded tunnels to get this, so we'll pick that up as well for now. It's only 2 cents. I didn't realize it was that cheap. It's a no-brainer. Now, when I was scrolling through here, I thought I saw crab legs. Did I see a shield as well? No. Cool. Okay, we also have stun rods, long swords, all kinds of stuff. Okay, so that'll allow us to teleport back here as soon as we're done with Golgotha or just whenever we need bullets. Make sure to put a battery in it. Okay, so we are level 14 and a half. I think we could probably do Golgotha at this point pretty easily. We've got the wings. We've got a couple recipes for fall damage, so we could do the shortcut way. So what I'm going to do is take a quick 30-second break. That's how I'm going to leave my note that I'm on break. I hope you'll stick with me. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Thanks for your patience. I see we got a few new viewers coming in while I was on break there. So what we're at, where we're at right now is we've just got the Grit Gate recoiler. And I think given that we're at level 14, we're going to go for not Grit Gate, Golgotha. We'll go ahead and complete that quest so that we can get access to Grit Gate, new vendors, a safe space to hide some stuff, some loot, because I'm carrying a bunch of weight around with me. We're at 8 AV, so I'm thinking we're pretty good to go ahead. We have enough weight to grab the robot, but not much more than that. See, we have a lot of gear that we need to sell realistically. But yeah, I mean, if you're not familiar, if you're just joining, I have a ton of cybernetics that we want to implant now, including the two big ones that you're trying to find all game usually. And I've got biodynamic power plant and gun rack already online, already in my inventory. So as soon as we clear Golgotha, then we'll start looking back towards getting more credit wedges so we can implant all this stuff. But we just picked up a bunch of bullets. We already found a carbine, so we're going to use that now that we have ammo. Yeah, let's go do Golgotha. We want to do it before level 18, of course. And what we're going to get as our reward for doing that is the Masterwork Scoped Chain Pistol, which you may be surprised to hear me say, because most people take the carbine. That's not what we're doing here. We are going towards a pistol build, and we're going to be using disarming shot with the pistols, with the chain pistols in particular, to get some nice laser weapons for cheap from turrets, basically. So that's kind of what we're looking at doing. I just wanted to check as well that I have jungles. Yes, wayfaring jungles. So we're safe to travel in jungles. Now, what I'm realizing is I did not pick up the quest, and I should have, so that I get the XP for coming here. Let's backtrack just 1 second. Got to talk to these guys. Turn the thing in, get experience. Okay. Second time's a charm. There's 250 extra XP just for showing up. All right, so if you are new to CUD and don't want something that's a little bit spoilery, now's your warning. I'm going to do this the way they do not intend initially. So just give you a couple seconds here to bail out if you would like to. But one of the reasons was we picked up a pickaxe in Jopa is so that we can go up here and carve through the wall. Hey, Kenny, welcome back. Yes, just in time. Going into Golgotha. Am I doing the thing? Why is this taking so long? Just hit the dig button. Go. Okay. So, yeah, that's how we're getting in here. There's our shaft. We are inspired with Carbide Chef. So that's something you'll want going into here. I'm going to show you the shortcut. So let's preserve everything. What we're going to do is I have bought from the chefs at the 6-day stilt sliced bop cheek and congealed rubber gum. Now, if we cook with these, it will give us a reduction in fall damage. Now, I think, well, I don't know what happens if you cook with both of them. Usually I cook with one of them. Does anybody in chat know, is that going to increase the strength of the effect? I'll just give you a second here to type if you happen to know. But the idea is that we're going to drop down this shaft. We're going to use our wings. You got to go down 5 floors. And so if you fall, you'll die. And the mechanical wings have a 5% chance per turn to drop you, which you don't want to happen. And so we do this so that we can have reduced fall damage. And hopefully that's enough. I don't know how much delay you guys are getting between when I'm talking and when you're hearing it. But I'm just going to go ahead. We'll find out together. I got 6 movement speed just because it's tasty. Ooh, we didn't get it. It's all about jumping, which is one of the effects the Bop Cheap can do. And that's one of the downsides. If I would have just cooked one and then cooked the other, I would have got 2 shots, but that's unfortunate. Okay. So I'll get this one. I'll learn this one for later. That's not what we wanted. The alternative is this. So this one gives you only suffer 25% damage from falling. Now, I think you need 2 of them if you fall on turn 1. But if you fall on turn 2, I think you survive. So there's a 5% chance we die here, even if we use this. But I think we're going to do it anyway. The other thing you can do is use a, what are they called? Sink salt injector. If you're Truekin, it works like premonition, or the one that gives you a second shot. What's it called? Precognition. That's the one. Okay, so let's do it. Then we'll make sure we're flying. I have fallen while flying exactly once. But like I said, it's a 5% chance per turn. So it is a real risk doing this. And it's an insta-kill, but it still seems safer than going down the chutes the way you're supposed to. So there you go. That's how you do it. Not the optimal way, obviously, but we got it done anyway. So now that you're down here, we're looking out for slog. And we also don't want to fall into black slime, which unfortunately we have right here. Anything that says oozing is black slime. So that's unfortunate that it's blocking our way. And it's deep enough that we'd have to swim through it. So I'm not going to do that. What we are going to do is we're going to take this off because I have a floating glow sphere, which will allow me to then equip my pick. And it looks like I can safely pick here. So I think we're going to. Okay, there's slug in melee range, which is unfortunate. Hostile and tough, and oozing, of course. Okay, so the plan has changed because slog is standing in black ooze. And so here's the trick with slog is that anything it's standing in, slime-wise, ooze-wise, it can spit at you. So it can currently spit black ooze at me, which is real bad. That's how you lose your tongue. So we're going to pop Force Bracelet, which will push slog back here. Then we're going to turn it off so that slog steps back into view. Then we're going to turn it back on. And now we're going to shoot slog to death. So we've got 70% charge. You get about 5, it's either 4 or 5 turns per 20% charge. So we can at least go for quite a few. And maybe we kill slog. So let's go ahead and mark slog. And then we kill slog the easy way. Badly wounded and killed. So mollusks hate us. Bears like us a little bit more. Easy fight. Now, of course, the thing that we lose here is that I don't want to go swimming in this, and slog drops an item that you can get that reduces poison damage, which really is not relevant in this game, I have to say. Oozing gooey trash. So we didn't do it. All this is... Oh no, this is fine. I just really don't want to swim through any black ooze. Or get into melee with this black ooze over here. So we'll kill that. You gotta watch out for the brown stuff too, because it will knock you down. These guys knock you prone, and if you fall prone into the black ooze, again, you'll get sick. And they just spawn randomly. Okay, there's our goal. More than a willing spirit. We needed that. We got to repair it. But the other thing we're going to do while we're down here is we're going to find the guaranteed credit wedge, which is in a chest somewhere. See if we can find that real quick. Also, there's tons of trash here, so... Interesting, that's a legendary fly that will blind us, in case we want to do that. Those guys are not particularly fun to play with. This is like a gold mine. If you have trash divining, which we do, it's a gold mine of secrets and all kinds of good stuff. Small Star Apple Farm, that's a settlement, yep. Obviously, tinkering stuff here too. All kinds of it. Goat Folk Village, sweet. Here's your guaranteed credit wedges, 2 of them, 2 cents. So that's 4 more cents total. And you do want to keep an eye on your status effects, just to make sure that you are never oozing. Let me just set up, yeah, get this set up again. And you just check down here. Make sure this never says oozing. If it is, go to the water in your inventory and wash yourself off until you're no longer oozing. If you get any status effects from this, which many new players do, I lost my tongue the first time I came down here, then you just go to Great Gate and you eat from their ovens. You eat the porridge from Great Gate's ovens, and it will help prevent all kinds of diseases. Ooh, we stepped in it. So we are oozing, so I'll just show you what this looks like. We're going to wash off. Usually it's not a big deal. If you're just oozing and it didn't get in your mouth, you're probably fine. There, it usually takes two tries to get it completely cleaned off. Very normal. All right, we could go over to this side of the map. Do we want to? I don't know. Why not? I just can't pass up free secrets and loot. There's another Goat Folk Village. This is the power of... Look at this. Bined? What's that? Ruins with Becoming Nook. The power of trash divining. Make sure to mark that. Yeah, number of settlements there. I think we will go to some of these, actually. Do some quests. Or the Goat Folk Villages. We'll just kill them all. Take their loot. Kenny says, so green stuff is okay to step in. Yes, just to be clear. As long as it's not acid, right? Acid you'll want to wash off, but this is green goo. It's totally safe. The brown stuff will spawn those eels, which are not a problem. They knock you prone, and so they're only a problem if they're also in black goo, like this one. So this is both black ooze and it's brown. So this can summon or spawn the eels, which will knock you prone in the black ooze, which you then get in your mouth, and that's how you get infected. So don't fight eels near black ooze, basically, is the long and short of that. The green you can step in, the brown you can step in, knowing that sometimes you'll get knocked prone, but it doesn't matter. The brown ooze is fine. And that's kind of all you got to watch out for down here. And of course, slog. And then the black slimes. You saw black jellies. If they get in melee with you, they can make you sick. And when you kill them, they make pools of black ooze. Like this one here is from a jelly that I killed. So that's all you got to watch out for. So that's Golgotha. The goal, just as a reminder when you come down here, is simply to pick up a way droid. There are 2 or 3 of them down here. They look like this. So I got one. We'll double check it's in my inventory. And all you got to do is click on it and repair it. You do not need to learn repair to do this. Every character can repair regardless of their tinkering skill. And once you do that, then you trigger your Grit Gate recoiler, which is why we picked that up early. Because then we can just come right back and get access to Grit Gate. And why it's important to be able to do this quickly is if you are sick from Golgotha, you can quickly get rid of that sickness before it sets in. There you go. So you turn in the quest, you come in here. Now, if you're sick, you come over here to these ovens and you eat the porridge. And as you can see, it gives you +3 to saves versus disease. That's what you want. And then it's a matter of just passing turns, making sure you're metabolizing the whole time. You have a pretty good chance of not getting sick doing that. Not 100%, but it's decent. All right, so we turn in that quest. The reward for this quest is if you beat it at less than 18, like we've done here, you get a choice between these 2 guns. If you beat it at or below level 12, you also get a hologram bracelet, which is really useful for distracting enemies. But we're going to take the chain pistol. Most players on most normal games will want to take the carbine because, as you see, it has 9 penetration versus 8 on the pistol, which is really good for the Bethesda Sousa quest, which is coming up, for example, and just everything else. I already have a carbine, and so I'm specifically taking pistol so that we can disarm turrets and other enemies and steal their guns, because I'm hoping to upgrade to something that has more like 12 penetration pretty soon here. So we're going to take that. There's a level up to 15. Sure, we'll name our glow sphere based on Mafio's culture. Seems right. What do we want to give it? Something like this kind of looks like tech-based. Sure. All right. Do we want to make friends with you? Disliked by a bunch of people. What a jerk. All for refusing them entrance to Grit Gate, which is kind of what the bears do, right? I mean, they're a secluded group of people. What do you expect, trees? They're just going to let you walk in here? So the truth is we don't actually care about the top 2, but I don't want to make trees angry at me. We want to be friends with them eventually. So we'll go ahead and get this quest from him. He says, talk to Q-Girl. Make sure you actually do that before you leave Gritgate, or else you'll get to the end of the next quest and be like, what do I do next? And the answer is you've still got to talk to Q-Girl. So we'll complete that quest. We get the stamp data disk. And we can go on to the next thing eventually. We're not going to jump right into it. That's the Belaw, or not Belaw, Bethesda Sousa quest. So we're going to wait on that. Now, Q-Girl is admired by Belaw, which is useful. Craig Mensch already hate us. This cult is whatever. We don't care about this. So let's befriend you. And sure, we have a few secrets to give you. Now this is nice. She can teach us. This is what I use their rep for, the bears. You get so much of it throughout the game. They'll teach you random recipes. So Sphere of Negative Weight is really useful. So we'll take that. And then we'll have them share secrets with us. Sometimes they give you a location of a Becoming Nook, like this one, which gives you free Cybernetics. And sometimes they give you unique items. The one in particular they give you is called Stop Salvin, which is a shield which gives you a force wall. Very nice item. Didn't get it this time. Did get a Becoming Nook ruin, which is nice. We will absolutely go there, get our free Cybernetics. So I already did this one. I think. I better check in. Definitely already did this one. There's one up by Bethesda Souza. 2 up there. Okay. Now, since this episode is all about finding cybernetics, I'll just point this out. There is guaranteed cybernetics right here. We get carbide hand bones and hydrojets, neither of which we want. But if you're looking for a place to install cybernetics, this is also a good place for it. We did pick up 2 credits down in Bethesda Souza, so we'll use them here. And we'll see what we can install. So, wait, what? Points used 5, so I should have 4 available. Why does it say credits 1? I just installed like 2 more. Oh, that's what I have in my inventory, I bet. So I need 2 more to get the gun rack installed. So we can go pick those up if we need to in just a moment. Always auto explore here as well. There are trade goods, there are grenades, there are injectors. All kinds of good stuff. Here's those injectors. There's a Sphinx salt, that's really nice. There's food over here. Sometimes you can get really nice food items. Let's see. I think we'll get rid of our Ishkar rifle right now. Don't need it anymore. It's heavy. Fermented yonder cane is nice. That's a good pickup. Yeah, that's all right. Decent loot overall. Now, let's see if these guys have anything good to sell me, because I have a bunch of stuff I got to get rid of. Kenny says, is it okay to take stuff from the bearers? Did they turn angry? No. So if you use Auto Explore and it opens chests or whatever else that have stuff in them, you can take it. It will always warn you before you take something that is illegal to take, that will upset people. Kenny says, I know the people in Joppa get mad if they see you loot a chest. Yeah, so the chest will always warn you. If you're not allowed to take from it, or if it's dangerous to do so, it warns you. If you auto-explore and it shows you loot, I think you can always take it. Certainly, it will at least warn you before you do, if you're not allowed. So, in Great Gate, you're good to go. Once you get access here, they share everything, basically. So nothing good here. I do like spring turrets, but it's Mark 1, which is not very good. Spring turret grenade is probably the most fun grenade. You throw these around, it makes turrets. They shoot for you. If you have disarm, you can disarm their guns and then sell them, which is great. So I don't know. If we found Mark 2 or 3, we'd probably buy it. Not doing this. Let's see. Shem has Cybernetics. He says, ooh, nice. Didn't know that about Auto Explorer. Yep, that's the way to do it. Just look at everything. Take anything you can. In Joppa, of course, you've got to close the doors and make sure there's no windows open before you steal from them. And if you do all that, then it's fine. You can do it. Don't think we need any of this. So we'll check out Spara Fusile, who is going to have some great loot for us, hopefully. Yeah, not really. Not even any bits we want. My God. Bad luck. Okay, but I guess that's our signal to go to the middle of the map, check out Ezra on the Year to Freehold, and get a foothold in both of those locations. Because we do have lots of stuff to sell. And it's very much time to upgrade some items. They also, those 2 locations both have credit wedges. So if we go that direction, we can get more credit wedges to install the cybernetics. Let's go for it. Just checking my time. We have enough time to do all that. Let's see, did we level up at all? Yeah, we got an attribute point. So we'll go 1 more in strength. We want to get strength up to 23 eventually, because we're probably going heavy weapons later on. 300 experience. So let's get Tinker 2. Hey, that's what we're talking about. Flamethrower. Okay, timeout on the playing field. I think we're going to get this. I mean, obviously we're going to get this. This is my take for the best weapon in the game, my opinion. So if we can make it, and I think we can, then we might go for that right away. Yes, we have 2 4-bits, and we're good on everything else. We have a flamethrower. Beautiful stuff. We'll also go ahead and learn plasma grenades, which help the flamethrower kill faster. If you put plasma on your enemies, they will stand there and pat out the fire indefinitely, which is the perfect form of crowd control. It also increases heat damage by reducing their heat resistance by 100%. I know that was a clunky sentence, but basically, if you throw a plasma grenade on something and then light it on fire, it's going to die real fast. And that includes anything in the game, even the hard stuff. So there we go. We basically have our in-game build now. Just about. Just about. Of course, we don't have any ammo, so the next thing we need to do is get ammo. Which is just a little awkward because, again, we don't have the weight to carry it out of the asphalt mines. So I still think we want to go to Ezra first. And offload some of this stuff. And then we'll come back, we'll go to the asphalt mines, we'll get some oil, and then we'll switch into flamethrower build. Yeah, I think that's the play. Now, of course, this is a T4 merchant here. So if we can sell some stuff to them, maybe we just go asphalt mines now. Oh man, don't go get in a fight. I'm trying to trade with you. Okay, let's see. Have something good for me, please. No, nothing? Not even a little bit? Copper nuggets. Copper nuggets are the best thing you've got. Not interested. Moving on. So here's the mushroom village, and look, they've got a resident chrome pyramid, who, lucky for us, is friendly. They've also got a Dromad merchant, which is good. I think they have a pretty high % chance of spawning Dromad merchants here. I find one maybe 50% of the time. And of course, it's a T4 merchant, so they can have some decent items. I think we're going to pick up chain pistol, so we can have 2 in case we want to disarm things. As I was saying earlier, which we probably do at some point, we can have 2 of these. I like these guns if we needed them. Electro bow in particular. We don't need them. Lead slugs, sure. Already have 1 herberry, so let's see. Hydrojets are kind of heavy. Spare arm locks are heavy. Carbide handbones are heavy. Just getting rid of the heaviest stuff first, obviously. Lots of solar cells. I'll just keep 1. Okay, that's enough. And then the other vendor is this guy over here. Ural. What do you got, Ural? Anything good? Bullets. And recoiler, so we'll pick that up. Just 1 second. And all good. Got some various swords and stun rods, other things to sell. Just trying to free up some of our weight more than anything. Okay. While you're down here, you can also talk to this guy. And if you need to cure a infection of any kind, here's the book you need. Buy that book. It's guaranteed to spawn on this vendor. It'll tell you how to do it. Just read the back of it. He also is guaranteed to sell an advertisement for a legendary merchant. We got a chef, which is okay. It's not the best, but we'll take it. Let's see. Admired by urchins, disliked by the Svardim, which are the frog people. Hated by random villager. This is fine. If you're a melee build, he also teaches Conk, I think. Oh no, he doesn't. I thought he did. Interesting. Let's see. Admired by the villagers, hated by goat folk, loved by the wardens, so we'll make friends with you as well. Just trying to get that warden rep all the way up. Despised by goat folk. Yeah, they already hated me. He teaches Intimidate. Bay Law and Goat Folk Village. Warden's up to 200. I think actually we're going to go back here, because if we water ritual you and then give you secrets, yeah, rep goes up to 250, so we can use them then in the quest for the spire or the spindle later on, which will be useful. Now, what's this guy's deal? He's a worshiper of the ape god, just by chance. How about that? Kenny says, yeah, I had to cure myself once, but it was difficult but pretty cool. It depends a lot on the random roll of like what type of corpse you have to eat. So you always got to eat some kind of worm corpse, and sometimes they're hard to find. And with Glot Rot, you got to swallow a flaming mixture of some fluid. I think it's random what it is. So sometimes it's quite a pain to, have to go searching for all that. Ooh, ouch. Okay, we got a trapezing mortar here, which is just a pain to deal with. I think we're going to bail. We don't need this. I'm not about that life. Discover a village? Yes, absolutely. Always look in these villages, because they're a great place for rep. They're a great place for quests, which can generate random loot. Sometimes it's really good. They're guaranteed to have at least 2 secrets. That time I got 4 even. Nice. Sometimes they have vendors. They've always got a clay oven, so you can get a recipe from it. This one gives us pyrokinesis. And whenever you take damage, there's a chance you're cured of an incubating disease with 25% chance. That's really good. That's really, really good. Yeah, if we're ever disease ridden, you come back here and then you just get, hit by something low level, cure all your problems. That's really nice. We got to remember that's here. That's pretty cool. Do you have work? I have a secret ploy I'm enacting. I need someone to go to Fernweld, Goatfolk Village, and close the door. Ori Thry Paternique door. No, I cannot tell you why. Will I? Will you? I will reward you. Okay, sure. I'll go shut a door. I got you, buddy. Nothing there. Village Tinker, nice. See if you got anything good. This is a T4 Tinker. Might have something good. There we go. High energy thermocask. I was talking about this earlier. Some of you that are just joining now may not have seen this, but this is what we pair with our flamethrower to increase damage greatly. It also gives you 50 res, 50 res for cold and flame. So very good item here. Let's try to buy it. Ulnar stimulators as well, if we can afford it. Really good vendor. Kenny says, I left the oven on. Please go turn it off. Yeah, basically, right? Never mind that the thing you have to go do is in a goat folk village and they're all going to attack you on site. He didn't even mention that. I'm sure you'll have no trouble at all just going over and shutting the door, right? What a jerk. Sending us into the mouth of the beast knowingly, not caring a bit about our safety. Let's see if we can afford this thing. I'm sure we can. I'm just sure of it. Hell, if nothing else, we could keep tinkering up flamethrowers or other stuff, you know, for money. Not using these. I may use the communications interlock later, but probably not. Yeah, probably not. What are we at? 578. Go ahead and take it. I don't think we're using that. Let's see. We've got silver nuggets. We've got this jasper as well. Let's give you some of this just for weight reasons. Kenny says, speaking of goat folk, I made a drawing once of Maman's Soul Drinker. I uploaded it to the Steam artwork section. Very cool. You're really into, you were the one telling me yesterday about making stories based on Dwarf Fortress, right? You're really into that kind of stuff. It's cool. I love that. Maman's Soul Drinker is one of the cooler characters in this game as well. Oh yeah, I still have spine fruit jam to sell. Kenny says, I encountered him once on my best, quote, I don't know what I'm doing run. That isn't the time to find him, I can tell you that. He's a pretty scary dude if you don't know what you're doing, if you haven't gone there on purpose. Cool, so we're going to be able to pick this up, which is just awesome. Now, it does require Tinker 3. Shoot, I wish I'd thought about that. Do I want it? I think I still do. Or am I just going to wait to find one? I forgot this wasn't Tinker 2. We're only at 23 int, which means we need 4 more. I do have 1 Eater's Nectar Injector. We're going to get another point at level 18. Everything goes in, everything gets a point at level 18. And then 21. So that would take us up to, let's see, 23 goes 24, 25 by level 21. 26 from the Eater's Nectar Injector. So you just need 1 more. I'm going to buy this. It's close enough. It's a pretty rare drop, so at least we got it. Got to make sure to read these as well. So that'll put that in my journal. Then we can mark it on our map before I forget to look there. Legendary Chef is up on a river tile. That's a little unfortunate. Oh, and the other quest is the one we just picked up from this guy to shut the door in the Goat Folk village. So it says, go to Fernweld, shut the door. Let's see. Fernweld. There it is. Pretty close to us. I guess we could pop over there, shut the door for this guy. I'm sure it's not at all dangerous, right? He wouldn't send us on a dangerous mission to shut a door, surely. Okay, goat folk, sowers. 3 of them. I'm bailing on that. Those guys throw grenades. I don't want to play around. Gotta be careful in these areas. All kinds of strange creatures start showing up once you get to the jungle. Unpunished Godhead is easy. Kill you quickly. Hey, Alan, welcome to the stream. Alan says, God, if only there was someone that beat roguelikes. Yeah, I know it, right? All these people just playing them. What are you doing? Who plays games if you're not beating them? But in all seriousness, this is going to be a relatively cruisy playthrough, probably, until later on. Just hunting down Gersh eventually, which means we have to gather a bunch of secrets, which is going to take some time. We do have trash divining, of course, and we found a couple of legendary units that have Gersh rep on them, which will make it a lot easier. Hey, more settlements. Nice. So yeah, that's what we're doing, Alan, is we're going for the greater victory. And kind of seeing all the game has to offer on this one, more or less. As long as it takes. In some ways, we're past the hardest part of the game, which is the early game. I think most people would agree with that. And we beat Golgotha just now, so you probably just missed that if you're just joining. But it was a quick get in, get out kind of mission. We flew down the hatch, stole the item, and got back out very quickly. Alan says, any new roguelikes on your radar or any new games in general? Yes. So chat has been generously giving me ideas the past few days about things I could try. Just looking here. Kenny recommended trying Vault of the Void, which is a Slay the Spire-like game, which just came out, full release. So I'm going to check that out. I got recommended Powder yesterday, which I believe is a traditional roguelike. I don't know anything about that really. And then, what's the game I've been playing? Here, I'm going to pull this up for you. This Skull Horde. It's still in demo. It's going to come out next year, but I've been demoing this, and I recommend you try it. Very cool. It's something like Survivors-like with roguelike elements, I guess I'd say. So very cool. You play a necromancer and you're like a floating skull and you summon a horde of allies. Pretty cool. So do check that out. I've been working on Hyper Rogue a little bit, trying to get my first win on that. Very interesting game. If you haven't, this isn't new by any means, but if you haven't tried it, I do recommend Hyper Rogue. It's weird. It is the only non-Euclidean roguelike that I know of. So do look into this. It's neat. Very hard, messes with my eyes after a while. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it, Alan. How about you? What roguelikes are you guys playing? Anybody in chat? I'm curious. Meanwhile, I'm going to invade this village and go shut this door. Yeah, that one right there. Whoa, we got a grenadier. All hands on deck. Dude, screw this guy. Chemcell, activate. Temporal fugue. Somebody kill that grenadier, please. Let's see. We're going to step down here. Let my guys do the work for a minute while I heal. Alan says, excellent recommendation. I'd like that. Hyper Road looks insane. Thanks for that rec. It is insane. It is the most unique, one of the most unique roguelikes I have ever come across. It is a traditional roguelike in some sense, most sense. Turn-based, one hit, one kill, permadeath. And yeah, if you don't know anything about non-Euclidean geometries, that game will teach you real quick, and it'll teach you the hard way. Very cool. Do check it out. I'll probably have a video on it sometime soon. If I get this win early on or relatively soon, I'll post a short video about what that looks like. Pretty quick runs. If you know what you're doing, like after a while of playing it, you kind of get the idea, and you can run through it pretty quickly, really. I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, potentially. And then obviously there's a lot longer version of that as well. So interesting game. I believe it's also being used by mathematicians in some sense to explore non-Euclidean geometry more. I was reading something about that recently, and I believe that is the case. I don't know if anything's actually come of it, but to my knowledge, it's like the most useful visualization of non-Euclidean geometries. Certainly in gaming. There's some other models that show it, but yeah, do check it out. Alan says, we'll go to Kenny. Kenny says, I saw you have Golden Crone Hotel installed. That's a cool one. I need to play more of that. I've not played it before. I have the game in my inventory of games. Haven't got around to it. Definitely on the list. Alan says, Synthetic 2 has been my roguelike of choice. I think you mentioned that to me once before. I still haven't got around to checking that out. It's an isometric, real-time Android shooter with extremely tight gunplay mechanics. Runs on more of a Diablo-style system, not turn-based. Interesting. Diablo-style looting systems are peak gaming, in my opinion, right? I love that about Diablo 2 in particular, right? I played a lot of Diablo 2. Yeah, I will check that out. Alan also says, okay, I Googled non-Euclidean and I can't explain it even though I read it twice. Okay, so we live in a Euclidean geometry space, right? Our three-dimensional space is based on Euclidean geometry. Things make sense. If you walk 5 steps in one direction, you can then, find your way back, and you can find your way back both in the same 5 steps you took or in almost any variation of directions you choose, right? You can go 2 steps to the left and then several steps forward and then go back to your starting place. If you try that in a non-Euclidean space, say you walk 5 steps, unless you retrace your steps exactly, you'll end up somewhere entirely different in an exponential manner. So if you take 2 steps to the left and then walk 5 steps in the same, theoretically the same direction you started in, you may be like, I don't know what the exact calculation is, so I'm probably exaggerating, but it'd be like 10 to the 3 spaces apart from where you started or something like that, right? And so it's really nice to model it on a sphere, a 3D sphere, so that, and this is how the game takes place, Hyper Rogue, so that you walk around the sphere and then your horizon expands exponentially as you take steps. And so the trick in the game is that there are more spaces in the game than there are particles in the universe. And that means you're very unlikely to see the same place twice. And there's a part at the end of the game where you have to retrace your steps for a distance of 100. And I forget the calculation. Again, it's like 10 to the 15 or something like that, different variations that 100 steps can take. And so you've got to drop breadcrumbs in order to get back to where you started. Long story short, space looks weird in non-Euclidean geometry. I hope any sentence in that structure made any sense at all. I don't know if it will. I did my best. All right, we're just exploring a ruin here on our way back to that village to turn in the quest. We shut the door. We did the thing. It was way more dangerous than the guy let on, but not that dangerous. Ooh, hello. We're just going to escape. We don't need to be fighting this. We have force shield. We can easily escape. Don't need to fight it. Hopefully this guy Gives us good loot. I have closed the door. Please choose from our stockpile, he says. Whoa. Leyline puppeteers, but it's a data desk, unfortunately. This is why we do village quests right here. Sometimes you get wonky stuff. Now, Leyline puppeteers gives you temporal fugue, which I already have from a different item. So we probably don't want this. These security cards are not particularly useful in my experience, but they are worth money. So I think we go with this. Alan says, I vaguely understand better. That was a good explanation. I did my best. Thank you. I hope it helps. If you play the game, more importantly, if you play that game, you'll get it better than I just explained it, because experiencing non-Euclidean geometry is probably the best way to go about it. It's some wonky stuff. And like I say, you know, three-dimensional creatures, such as we are, don't have any experience with such spaces. And so this game is really useful for exploring them. There's a new historic site. Nice. So I think we've found 6 of the 8 historic sites. We've found so many things. That one's in the moon stair. Holy crap. We won't be doing that. Probably. That one's going to be scary, I imagine. Go talk to this guy. He is hated by villagers of Duval. Disliked by the Gersh. Boy, this is the game to go for the Gersh, because this is the 3rd person who has rep with Gersh. This is negative rep, unfortunately, which means we need to kill him later. We won't make friends with him, though. Which is also unfortunate, because I was hoping he would teach me Snake Oiler. So, won't be doing that. Yeah, we'll take all that. So we've made it to Ezra. Which is great, because there's lots of things to do here. First of which, we can eat at their oven, which gives us psychometry, which allows us then to learn a number of things from our inventory, including all of the powered cells, all the grenades, and a number of other low-level items, which is quite useful. Means we can sell these things and just remake them if we need to. We'll learn... Oh, nope, too complex. Can't do that one. Also injectors. Just in case you stumble across the things you need to make these injectors. We can do that now. You do sometimes. Not often, but it happens. Cool. We also get the mayor, who is a tree, and hated by dromad merchants. That's unfortunate. Okay, I don't think we'll befriend you. Hated by baboons for leading a raiding party on one of their camps. Yeah, that'll happen. We'll make friends with you. That's fine. And then we've got a good vendor here, Six Shrew, one of the best vendors in the game. And here's why. Six Shrew is one of the best vendors in the game. Metamorphic Polygel. Also carries crystal items. So wowzers, this guy has a ton of good stuff. We already know how to make plasma grenades Mark II, so we won't buy that right now. Can we afford any of this? Man, I want these. I want this more. I'll basically sell you anything to get it. So here's what we got from that last village quest. Roughly 300 drams of value. Let's see what we've got. We've got a bunch of valuable items here. 600. 730. boy, we're going to be close, but not that close. 1200. Really don't want to sell you this chain pistol. I could, though. I've got another one. Eventually, I'll learn how to make these. And with the flamethrower, I don't really need it in the near term. That just about gets us there, so I'll think on it. Let's see. Boy, I don't have a lot of other stuff I'm willing to trade. All the grenades. Some of these batteries, that's fine. Books, absolutely books. We're close. We're close. Have some star apple jam. We don't need that much of this. And we can do... Let's not do all of this. We'll keep a few, because we do have a couple recipes I like with that. Yonder cane is fine. Give some of these jerkies away. I like to keep the herberry. That's a get out of jail free card. Guess I could do a few salve injectors. Probably don't need the rubber gum anymore either. Cool, that'll be enough. 1 metamorphic polygel. Achieved. And we probably use that on the Eater's Nectar injector, realistically. We've already got that. It's a good thing to use it on. I'll think on that one. I really wish I could get these crystal items, but it's just not going to happen. Not even close. Let's trade for that. Nice. Okay, this is the other important person here. Hated by Yerd Friedhold. Come on. Oh, that's terrible. She gives us secrets that are worth experience, which is why this is so bad. We start off at 0. So I guess we'll have to come back here. We'll go get rep with them first and then come back. Ooh, reprogrammable recoiler. I want that. I want this credits wedge. Here's the recoiler. Can I afford that? Did I mess up? Take some salve injectors. I gotta buy a recoiler from Yurt as well. So somehow I gotta come up with some more money. Solar cell. We're almost there. You can have this. I don't need that. Box of crayons. Yeah, we're not going to break the game using that. We can give up our ash recoiler. Oh, it's not even worth money. Jeez. Oh, droid scrambler. Don't need that anymore. Do we get there? Pretty much. We've got 11 drams of water. Okay. Let's go down to your freehold, and let's be quick about it, because we're running low on water. Absolutely not going to investigate ruins in this area. Very likely to die if we do that. And the first thing we're going to do is go down here and get a secret. Very nice. Collect the cooked goods that are down here. And then go over this direction to the hospital, where we will find injectors. Good ones, too. Things to sell. And an IV port. Cybernetics. Sweet. So we can sell some of that stuff if we need to. We're going to need to buy a recoiler to this location, at the very least. Let's see if I can make friends with you too. Admired by the citizens here, hated by Putus Templar, hated by horses. Interesting. Horses don't hate us. That's good. Okay. This person sells giant hands, which are quite useful. So this inventory never changes. So we're not in a hurry to buy the things that this person's holding because it never changes. We probably come back for giant hands and the cybernetics wedges. So between Ezra and Yurd, you get 9 cents of credit wedges in these vendors, guaranteed. Black ooze hanging out. Luckily it's neutral. I don't know why it's here. Random denizen. So if you ever have rough gemstones, you can put them in this rock tumbler here and make them smooth, which makes them worth like 20% more value. So can't do it now, don't have any. There's an 8-bit. Visage is good. Okay, let's see what old Tilly has to sell us. And of course, this guy should have the recoiler, right? Or does the other one have it? Did I miss it? Must have missed it. This guy, I think, always has salve injectors. If you need salve injectors, this is where you buy them. Brits. Hey, welcome to the stream, Brits. They say afternoon, which is late night for me, but you get the concept. Well, it is afternoon for me, so good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. We just got to Yurd Freehold for the first time. Tilly always has good items, and of course we can't afford them, but that's unfortunate. What are you gonna do? Come back next time. Yeah, lots of good stuff. I like this armor, but we just spent all of our money on the flamethrower. We got the flamethrower recipe, so that's online. Didn't spend money for it. We spent a bunch of money on high energy thermocask disc and a metamorphic polygel, which we bought from Six Shrew. So if you missed that, that's where we spent our money. And somehow, one of these guys, we're going to find a recoiler. As you can tell, I've really spent all my money. So we got to make do with what we've got here. Ooh, bunch of blaze injectors. Let's sell those. Perfect. I need exactly one of those in my inventory at all times, just in case. Primarily for Bethesda Sousa later on. Here's the recoiler. I looked right past it. Unfortunately, it has a cell in it, so it's 300. Can we afford that? Probably not, right? Shade injectors. We really only need one of these. Don't need this. Only need one love injector. Skulk injectors we don't need. Oh, I got this gemstone. Right, of course. I just picked this up. Perfect. Golden. That's basically just enough. Okay, nice. So we have the middle of the map opened up now. We are halfway through level 15. Currently have 100 SP laying around that we could use. Could get rivers and lakes to make it less likely to get lost around here. Brits says, I always found the water economy of CUD so tasteful. Not sure if it has all that many gameplay implications. Well, it gives, yeah, tasteful is a good way to put it. It comes from, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it comes from the Dune universe, where water is almost a religion. They live on a dry planet where every drop of water is treated as the most valuable possible resource, if you're not familiar with Dune. And that's very much how CUD denizens treat it as well, right? You trade water to befriend people. All value is denoted in water weight, right? It's very cool. So you also drink your value as you travel around the world. And then other unique people in the world, like robots, you have to instead use a different economy, which is oil, right? Oil being the most precious item to them. And there are other things that like cloning draft, right? Instead of water or oil, they use cloning draft. So you got to trade them that instead to befriend them, which is really unique. I like it. It is a tasteful thing. It gives a lot of flavor to the world. Very cool. Okay, let's teleport back to middle of the map. And I guess we'll check Ural since they just restocked. But we need to get some more money. That's where we're at right now. Feeling a little bit poor. We really want to buy the credits wedges in particular so that we can start installing our large number of really good cybernetics here. I actually want all of these optimally. So the other thing we need to do, probably the first thing we need to do, is get this flamethrower online. So we need to go get some oil. Let's do that. We'll do that by traveling back to the asphalt mines. What is this? Power station. Okay. Just checking ruins on the way because books are worth money. Layers are worth XP. Brits says, big fan of Dune. Definitely in my top 10 science fiction books. I agree. Absolutely top 10. Books, love the movies, love the storyline, everything about it. It's great. Love the games. The board game, love it. So this is a legendary albino ape, but not the ape god. So that's interesting. I don't think we're going to go talk to them right now. That's worth 13,500 XP, which is nice. But we're just going to move on. Yeah, I think if I was going to say what is my favorite science fiction book, I guess, so I'd say I'm not going to include games because games is a separate category in some ways, but books or movies, Dune is like top 3 or 5 anyway. Foundation is really high up there as well. I loved the book, Foundation. I like the show as well, actually, especially the first season. I like the movies for Dune. So I guess I'd say, yeah, top 3 or 5 for both of those. I always liked Star Wars growing up. It's kind of lost its appeal to me as I got older, whereas Star Trek really picked up its appeal as I got older. I have watched pretty well all of the Star Trek movies and shows, I think. Okay, so we're at Asphalt Mines, and we're going to dive here really soon to get oil, which is guaranteed to be laying around down here. And then we can switch from bullet-based weapons into the Flamethrower, which is going to be a massive upgrade on our damage dealing capabilities. Like I've said before, it is my favorite weapon in the game, and it's the one we'll be taking to in-game as well. Just picked up a shield here, which is better than our steel shield by 1 AV, so we'll pop that on. Slug snouts, not slug snouts, they're called fire snouts. Gotta watch out for them. Especially when they light your oil on fire, you jerk. And that's what we're here for. So you don't want to get dirt in it, or blood, or water, or asphalt. You don't want it to go on fire. Let's see if we can cook. We are inspired. Let's see if we can do a fire resistance recipe of any kind. Well, we can do one. Gun glider tail. Plus, what? Worm jerky or boar jerky? Sure. Deal fire damage? No. No, I don't want any of that. That's unfortunate. Whenever you deal fire damage, this is actually good in a different way. Whenever you deal fire damage, there's a 10% chance to get max HP. So this would include our flamethrower, FYI. Really what we want to find is whenever you do fire damage, you increase your damage or get some other damage-based buff, which is pretty cool. Speaking of Dune, though, and I mentioned the board games, have you guys ever played the Dune Imperium game? I'm a very big fan of that. They have a version of it on Steam. They have a ranked system. I played quite a bit of that with friends in the tabletop format before it ever came to Steam, and I have to say that's one of my favorite or most anticipated releases on Steam in the past couple years was Dune Imperium. I haven't played it in a while, but very good game. I guess we could switch to Flamethrower right away now that we have some oil. Let's do it. Because it's way more powerful than what we're doing right now, as you can see. Fritz says, never had a chance. I will check it out. My board game of choice is Seven Wonders right now. I have heard of it. I have not played it. I've played quite a few board games. I really like the big ones, the big board games that take many hours, like Twilight Imperium is a good one. Both the Star Wars and the Lord of the Rings board games, the big ones. I cannot remember exactly what they're called off the top of my head, but I've enjoyed both of those. You just play with one other friend, and they take, I don't know, 10 hours maybe to play. Good stuff. That's the kind of board game that I mostly prefer. Dune Imperium is about 45 minutes. It's a quick one. It is very fair, very tactics oriented, so it's nice for like a short sitting competitive game. I was also very much into the competitive scene of Settlers of Catan a while back. It's been a couple years back now. But I played quite a lot of that, quite a lot with friends as well as online. Ooh, oil? Yeah, okay. Hidden under the canned have it all there. Flaming oil. Let's fight fire. I lit it on fire that time. Okay, how much oil do we have? Quite a lot, I expect. Yeah. 300-ish, maybe? That's plenty. We're also maxed out on weight, so we'll probably sell some of it, and then we'll use some of it for the flamethrower. We're on level 3, so I think we're going to dive. Might as well go get the guaranteed loot down here. Just look how much stronger Flamethrower is than the Carbine. It's incredible. I'm one-shotting these guys. It's just so much easier this way. Quite annoying to look at, though, with all the smoke on the screen. Sorry about that. Fritz says, how many drams does the Flamethrower use per shot? Good question. Let's find out. Let's reload. It carries 32. There's one shot. Looks like 1 to me, which makes sense. Easy way to calculate it. Yeah, 1 dram per shot, which is quite a lot when you think about how expensive oil is if you were to buy it. Of course, we're never buying it. We're always getting it for free down here, which is what you should do. Just hit level 16. 230 points. What do we need? We need heavy weapon is what we need. Strapping shoulders. So this makes my flamethrower less heavy. And then next time we get strength, we'll learn tank, which means that we're no longer slow while walking. But yeah, also, maybe to your point, you got to carry around quite a lot of weight in oil to keep this thing going. It's not like bullets that weigh nothing, right? 64 max filled water skin weighs 17 pounds. So it's not nothing. And you want 23 strength to get tank so that you don't have the movement penalty and that the flamethrower is less weight for you. And then, of course, the strength gives you more carry weight as well. So one good way to use this is a strength-based build or a build that has multiple legs. So you increase your carry weight. Of course, we're on a Trukin, so we're just relying on our high stat levels to have lots of strength. It's certainly more to manage, though, than bullets or batteries. But I do find it easier in some ways than batteries, no doubt, because the recharging and all that stuff all the time is kind of annoying in a different way. Watch out for the electrical guy. Sorry, this is hard to look at. This is what we're going for. Guaranteed solar cell drop, laser pistol. We got plasma grenade, data disk, Mach 3. Amazing. Good find. Glow sphere, basic toolkit, etc. So that stuff's worth money. Some of it's useful. Some of it less so. That's why we came here. So now we'll go on up to 6 Day Stilt, see if we can sell some of this stuff. Maybe get some good recipes or something. Kenny says, can you tinker spheres of negative weight? Will that work? It sure will. And I think I already know the recipe, actually. So yeah, you can do it. It takes 7 bits. That's the most expensive component of it. And I believe it is Tinker 2. Yep, I already have it learned. So there you go. Sphere of negative weight, Tinker 2. Just takes 7-bit, basically. And yeah, you can make a bunch of these really easily. So that gives you a negative 10 carry weight, as you can see. So you can stack those up, carry a bunch of oil, good to go. So here's what I'm thinking. This is a Dawn Glider area. We could come back later and harvest the Dawn Gliders to get fire-based recipes, which could be good with our flamethrower. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. I don't think we're going to do it now, but we'll come back. All right, see if we can get rid of some of this stuff. Just one sec. There we go. Get a little airflow in here. All right, what do you have? Eigen rifle? No thanks. Carbide plate armor is a maybe. Currently what I'm using, though, is one that gives us some resist. So I don't think we're changing this out. Let's see what else we can find. What do we really want now? I think we just want carbide. Not carbide. We want crysteel, folded crysteel items for armor. Let's check for anything dealing with fire from these guys, so we can get some triggered abilities going with our flamethrower. And from this guy, we want ulnar stimulators. No dice. Could get elastine gloves for 1 agility, but I'm not going to do that. We'll wait for ulnar stimulators. There's Dawn Glider Tail. We'll just buy these whenever we see them. Later on, we'll use it for some kind of damage or healing based ability with our flamethrower. Kenny says, there's so much to learn. Do you recommend to play on roleplay mode, or is it better to stick to roguelike and learn from mistakes? Well, I'm not going to say you shouldn't play in role-playing mode. Some people really like it. I personally have never used it because, yeah, I'm more or less of the opinion it's better to learn from mistakes. But also I like the weight that dying has, right? The risk of getting into fights makes the game worth playing to me. It's just too easy otherwise. I mean, when you can get into a fight with chrome pyramids or whatever other dangerous enemy, you learn what it's like, right? When you get hit and killed almost immediately. But you don't learn the emotional valence that comes with seeing a chrome pyramid until you are actually afraid of getting one shot by it. That's my argument, I guess. But do as you will. I like playing roguelike. If you're finding yourself dying a lot in the early game, go for it. You know, play the role-playing mode, learn the later game, figure it out. But both have their upsides, no doubt about it. There is a lot to learn, to your other point. This game is deep. There's a lot to learn about it. You know, like I know a lot about tinkering and guns and damage types and all that kind of stuff. I know a lot less about cooking recipes, and that is a really deep system. I think this game is the best game for cooking related crafting. Like, it's so deep and wide. There's so many trigger-based abilities and mutations and things like that. It's so deep. It's hard to learn. And I love it for that. Like, that there is still something in this game at this point that I have only dipped my toes in. And that's just one thing, right? It's awesome. It's, you know, every run you can do something different with cooking and still never discover everything. So it's a great game to go deep on. And I personally like to play it on roguelike. So yeah, do whatever you want. That's my opinion. These Nanon fingers are pretty fun because they give you the ability to dismember based on firing guns. So if you shoot somebody with this on your pistol or whatever, it can dismember them, which is really nice. Do we want it? It's Tinker 3. I'm going to save my money for now. We might come back to that. We'll see. Check our first of the 2 Gutsmongers we have. Nothing here. More Dawn Glider tails? No. Sun-dried bananas if we want that. Flamebeard paste? Maybe. That's a fire-based cooking recipe. I think we'll pick it up. We'll experiment a little bit. Here's our other Gutsmonger. What do you have? Force modulator. Muscular subroutine, which is okay if you're throwing grenades. Throwing accuracy is 100%. Increased range by 2. It's the other arm. We have 2 arms. One of them is for accuracy on ranged items. We could get this. I like this item. Let's do. Let's see. The laser pistol is basically 1-to-1. Trade for that. I'm happy to trade that away. That's fine. We also got 2 sets of wings here, which is weird. Let's save the pistol. It only weighs 5. These are 15 a pop. So take that. 1-to-1 trade. Oh yeah, we could probably cook with lava too. Might be some fire-based effects we could find with that. Voider gland paste. I wonder if we can trigger phasing when we do fire damage or something like that. That might be fun. I don't know if that's possible, but we're going to pick it up anyway. Like I say, we're going to experiment this game. See if we can find something fun. What else we got? Shoemaker, sure. The value of these vendors is going down rapidly because they're only T1 vendors. So you do have to take that into consideration. It's probably better to be looking elsewhere at this point. All right, so this guy is admired by wardens, hated by Templar, hated by the Mushroom Village, which is fine now that we have some rep with them. So let's do the water ritual. We need these guys, the Mechamists, to be at 250. So we need 50 more rep before we go down to Bethesda Souza. So I don't know where we're getting that. We will find it eventually. Maybe via wayfaring. Let's see what we already have. We've met a few of them. Here's the Mechamist Pilgrim. Unfortunately, he has negative Gersh rep. So we want to kill this guy eventually, rather than making friends with him. So can't do that. We got to find another Mechamist somehow. Or we can throw things down the well. Let's see. We don't need this scratch data disk. We already used one. Of course, 1 is nothing, right? So let's see. What do we got? Something good. This isn't bad. Polygel's worth quite a lot. Obviously not doing that. Oh, so Cybernetics are worth quite a lot. So if I find some junk Cybernetics, that would be worth it. I'm going to keep that one. Hey, Mechanical Wings does it. I don't need these anymore. Well, need. I can't use them with Flamethrower. So I think we'll just do that. Oh, the laser pistol also does 40. Kenny says, came for the post-dystopian far future, stayed for the delicate cuisine. Yes, I see you are a person of culture, like myself. But yeah, absolutely. Like, we were talking earlier just about all the flavor in this game, and it comes from so many different angles, right? The water-based culture, the cults, the religions, the dystopian future, the mutants, and all the cybernetics and stuff, the delicate cuisine and the depth of that system, the depth of the item-based system and the tinkering system, like all these different systems interplaying with each other. It's fantastic. Good stuff. Let's throw this in. It saves me 15 weight, and it solves my Mechamist situation. Nice, 250. Done and done. Let's see, where are we at? Okay. I just checked my messages. Wife is saying it is time to swap. So I think we are at the end of this stream. Next, what we're going to be doing is getting ready for Bethesda Souza, more or less. I think we want to get more Cybernetics, potentially. Here's what we have online right now. So I could go back to Yurt Freehold and Ezra and get those credits so that we can start installing intravenous port, powered cell, or power plant, things like that. But at the same time, we're plenty strong enough to do Bethesda Souza next time with the Flamethrower. Our armor leaves something to be desired. Like, we're a little under on that. So we could wait a little longer for that. I'll do some thinking. We have a lot of items here. We've made a lot of progress in 2 videos though, so I hope you've all enjoyed it. I see that nobody has liked the video so far. I hope that y'all do. If you've enjoyed the live stream and the conversation as I have, I hope you hit the like, hit the subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything, helps me out a little bit. I like to see the numbers go up. And I will probably be streaming tomorrow sometime around this point in the day. I know that will be Friday for you guys in North America, but if you're hanging out, not doing anything else, I hope you'll come join me on my Saturday afternoon. Until then, thanks and good luck in your own runs. See you next time.